The sun is on my side. I smile up to the sky. I know I'll be alright.
So, due to the fact that 28 years later, The Bone Temple, which is the movie that came out on last Friday, and if it's last Friday? Yes, it is. So, it came out on January 16th. And apparently, a lot of the critic in the audience absolutely adored this movie. They give this film one of the highest rating for this franchise, which then they give this film a 93%, which that is really cool, that is really dope, and that makes me want to see these movies again. And of course, this movie got an 89% for the audience. And I gotta fight out and say this, but this is even better. This might be even better than the one movie that came out last year. Which honestly, that's pretty awesome that this movie is coming out after the movie came out, which is 28 years later. But back I was saying, instead of the interruption about my stuttering, which I do that every single video. Honestly, yeah. Let's continue. So, 28 years later, The Bone Temple got one of the best reviews of 2026. But did the box office accept it? Absolutely not. They let this movie fail on purpose. It shows that these box office are so freaking rigged. They are rigged as crap. Hello everybody, my name is NH Studio Lounge Show, and I am not freaking happy at Sony right now because they let this movie fail on purpose. So, enough further ado, let's get this started. Frick me. Anyway, let's get started. So, 28 years later, The Bone Temple is a box office disappointing. Like, how on earth that this movie is the most disappointing box office of 2026? Like, seriously, having Anaconda kind of make more money than this movie is beyond me. So, yeah. Anyway, so 28 years later, The Bone Temple, which I'll be talking about that in my buddy episodes today in the afternoon. So the key box office figurine of the opening weekend. This movie made in worldwide for a 31.1 million to 31.2 million, and domestically from the US and Canada, this movie made is 13 million and 15 million for 4 days. Yikes. And of course, internationally this film made is 16.2 million. And why is disappointing? Well, it's underperformed. It's missed a domestically target of the 20 million and 22 million for the long Martin Luther King holiday weekend. And shorter windows released only month after the first 28 years later may have cursed the audience fatigued or figuring or confusing. And comparison, yeah, it was overshadowing by Avatar Fire and Ash, which is remained the number one movie in America still. And lowest than Professional, the opening was very lower than the first film, and the first film made even lower than the first movie, and it got a $30 million domestically. Sony, you should know better by releasing this movie after 28 years later. 28 years later came out last year. But on the sudden, you was in a hurry. Get this film out of the way. I thought this movie, I thought it's going to be like a short film. I didn't even know it's going to be like a directly movie release. But because of this, yeah, I don't think it's going to be the third movie. Well, in my taste, why not you just release this movie in 2027 and 2028? Not freaking after 28 years later. Dude, it shows that Sony CEO has lost his mind. Like, you gotta be kidding me. So, is there any January movie this year did pretty great at the box office? Well, we got several of them. So we got Avatar Fire and Ash, we got Zootopia 2, we got The Housemaid, we got Marty Supreme, Anaconda, and of course, the SpongeBob movie Search for SquarePants. I ain't calling it Inappropriate Pants anymore because I'm still gonna give that movie a chance. So, yeah. Anyway, so let's check out the box office chart, shall we? So, Avatar 3 is in the number one 28 years later, The Bone Temple is in lackluster in the number 2. Zootopia 2 is in number 3. The Housemaid is in the number 4. The Marley Supreme is in the let me try again. So Avatar 3 is really in the number 1. The Bone Temple is really in number 2. Zootopia 2 is in number 3. The Housemaid is in number 4. Marley Supreme is in number 5. The horror movie about a chimpanzee is in number 6. The Lord of the Ring, The Friendship of the Ring, which is re-release of the Lord of the Ring movie for the 25th anniversary, is really in the number 7. Greenland 2 is really in the number 8 or number 9. And of course, Anaconda is in number 9. And last but not least, The Lord of the Ring, The Two Tower re-release for the early anniversary will definitely be in the number 10. So we got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you got 10 movie is really on the chart. And I am so glad that The War of Pandora is really still a number 1 movie in America. And let's hope this movie will cross a 2 billion. But if it's not, I understand. So not every film has to cross a billion, especially for the Avatar film, actually. So, fellas, that was my video about a box office situation between 28 years later, The Bone Temple and Sony nonsense. So it can shows that you cannot release this movie after the last movie that came out last year. Like that doesn't make any sense, dude. Does this kind of remind me in the future that Disney would do a Frozen movie and release Frozen 4 after Frozen 3, right? That's not how you do it, okay? That's not how you do it. You want to release Frozen 4, why not you just released it in 2029, not freaking 2028, okay? You want to do it, you want to be the same situation what happened in this movie? Absolutely not. So Sony, you better be ashamed of yourself. How freaking dare you how freaking dare you that you don't want to give this movie a chance. You give this film a god-awful box office marketing, give one of the worst marketing for this franchise, and all of a sudden, this film is really a flop. Like, having this film made in worldwide for $31.1 million and $31.2 million, that is a bad sign. And it shows that Sony just doesn't even care about this franchise anymore. And we got a new VT, people, and I absolutely hate it. Yep, people are doing a 28 years later VT. Okay, these VT can go ahead and squirm it up and shove that VT each other's butt. Because I do not want to be a part of the VT. I'm not being a part of the Disney VT. I'm not being a part of the Avatar VT. I'm not being a part of the anything VT. I recommend you stick your VT, shut up your butt, because I am not going to be a part of the VT. Good day, sir. Anyway, guys, so that was my video about this box office of The Bone Temple. Honestly, I feel so sorry for the cast and crew and the production and the director who made this movie, which is really a same director who brought you the Marvel. And yes, I already know that these people, these grifters are going to say this. Oh, come on, woke hicks. Honestly, I swear to God, if they call me woke hick, I'm gonna smack them across in the face, because you do not want to mess with NH3 Lounge, But honestly, I was just giving it expression. Oh, but in a studio, this movie is failing is because having a director who bought you the Marvel, which is the box office boom, is a bad sign. Shut the freak up. I'm a huge defender of the Marvel, and I did not give a crap what the Marvel haters said. I'm a huge defender of the Marvel, and I was completely wrong about the Candyman 2021. I now do enjoy that movie. So if you don't believe me, this film is directed by this woman right here. Yeah, this is the same director who brought you 28 years later, The Bone Temple, The Marvel, and last but not least, the remake of Candyman. Yep, that's what I thought. So, yeah, honestly, these grifters are just being freaking stupid. Like, this film is not failing all because you have the same director who brought you the Marvel. Like, she's innocent. Sony, they are not innocent. They better be ashamed of yourself. And how freaking dare you that I let this movie fail on purpose. So Sony, go fix yourself. Well, except for you, Sony Jesus, you Anderson. But Sony himself, go fake yourself. You better be ashamed of yourself. Anyway, guys, so this is NH Studio Lounge signing off. And adios, and you gentlemen, ladies, have a great The Bone Temper. And Ralph Fledger and Karen movie. Very sorry that this film was really a waste of your time. And once again, Sony, go fake yourself.
The world goes spinning round and round, it's true. We've had our time and now we're through. But you and I forever will be friends. We'll try to touch the sky where clouds never end. And we'll search for wonder all around. And you'll find me hanging upside down. And you and I together in a big, big world. We'll try to touch the sky in a big, big world. You have to go, I know it's time, so give me 5. This whole world is yours and mine. La 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 la.